Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy December, our last broadcast of the year. Hard to believe that this year is almost over, but kind of thank God for it too. But we're doing something different today. Obviously, I'm coming to you, from my home. Wasn't able to go to Atlanta last night, so I had to kind of improvise and do the broadcast from home today. But we got something very special in store for you today. And before we get into that, we got to go through the top 10 for November. So let's see how we all did and who the top 10 folks were in the Northeast Division for November. Congratulations to the top 10 of the Northeast Division for November. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everything you're doing out there. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to do something kind of a little different. Obviously, I'm here solo, but you notice that top 10. There's been that one guy that said that's been number one for a long time. I mean, it's probably like almost 3.5, 4 years running that Brad Connor's been number one in our division, and actually the company. He's been doing a great job. So I met up with him and I did a Q&A with him. Figure, y'all get tired of listening to me, talking on these broadcasts. Why not hear from the person himself who is out there doing these numbers? So what my ask of you is really kind of pay attention to the information that he's going to talk about, because I basically just asked him questions about what he does on a daily basis. So pay attention, write some stuff down.
What's up, Bradley?
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing outstanding. How you doing?
Doing well.
Thanks for joining me this morning.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day.
You're welcome.
So I know I asked you to be on this broadcast and didn't really tell you why, and I know knowing your personality is probably driving you nuts. But really, but really, what I want to do is just kind of ask you a few questions. I mean, you've had again an incredible year. So how much have you sold so far this year?
I would say I've sold about over 2.2 million.
About 2.2,
and also with some cash jobs in there too, in pest control.
Right. Yeah. So second year in a row. Right?
It's been my best year so far.
Yeah. Because last year you hit 2 million, and this year you're at like around 2.2 million, still with December to go, right?
Somewhere around.
Yeah.
I should probably be around 2.5 though by the end of the year.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So here's what I want to kind of ask you. I want to ask you, and I want you to explain to the folks out there kind of about your day. what you do. So tell me about like how do you what's the like in your morning, what's the first thing your morning look like?
First thing in the morning, what I do is so I get up about 7. Oh, not 7 o'clock, about 6 o'clock though. Go ahead and get ready. I get to my first appointment about 7:30. Wait there. I brainstorm about what I'm going to do that day. We have a sales call at 8 o'clock with Brad Ray. Then once that's done at 8:30, I'm already at my first appointment to
All
start
right,
my day.
so hang on a second
I
there.
like to get out there earlier than later. So
Right. Yeah, so that whole thing not going in a branch, you're taking full advantage of.
right. I try to get out there as soon as possible because when you're in the branch, sometimes they lag and you're out, 9:30, 10 o'clock though. So that's
Right.
2 hours of your day gone. So I get to my first appointment before the Teams call starts because you can do the Teams call from anywhere.
Right.
So
All right. So your first appointment you have scheduled at 8:30. You're parked around the corner, out in front, whatever, and then that's where you take your team's call with your branch sales meeting.
yes, sir.
How often do you guys do a branch sales meeting?
We do one every day. Every single day, Brad sends us an invite, and it's for 8 o'clock. And we already know by 7:30 in the morning though what time it's going to be at. It's normally 8 o'clock though,
So
and it's every single day.
every day, 8 o'clock. What are the types of things that you talk about in your sales meeting?
We go over, of course, sales, exposure dollars with all the TSIs, any complaints that we have going on inside the branch, termite related issues that we need to fix for customers, and then what's going to be going on for our day upcoming for that day. So, and we do, like yesterday, we did a mock proposal though with Cortland though, one of our other TSIs. We did that. We went over everything. So it's a good training tool. I think everybody should use it though, especially if we're not in the branch right now. This is a good way to get everybody together and build that camaraderie with the team though. So,
Absolutely.
and that's why we've been able to do so well. I feel like every day, every month this year is because we've had these Teams calls. We've been very systematic. Everybody still has to shave. You got to show up on the call. So,
Right.
it makes you not become lazy though. So,
Yeah, no, I agree.
you
I
know,
agree. People need to be around other people. You
Right.
guys are out there kind of on an island. So when you guys so you have your meeting, and do you know like when the next opens date is for a job to be done?
Yeah, so after we have our sales call, we go to the termite board. We put any sales on the termite board that morning though that we've sold yesterday, and then Brad goes ahead and sends us a screenshot to our text message feed. We have a group text message feed too. There's 2 boards. There's one for me for the termite board, and then one other board for the other technicians for the other TSI. So we know exactly what day we're ready to perform the work for the customer for the next sale.
Let me ask you a question. When you're sitting down with somebody and you make a sale, you're scheduling the job right there?
Yeah. I'm like, I go through my, showing them what's going on, what we can do to fix it, REC close. And then I'm already letting them know before they even ask me. I'm like, our next available day to perform the work is between 8 and 10 on December 14th. How's that work for your schedule?
Gotcha. Okay.
So even before they commit verbally, they're already pre-committing because they're already looking at their calendar and they didn't even tell me yes yet.
So what if I told you that there's actually people out there that go out there and sell something and wait till they go, talk to their manager, or go back to the branch to schedule it?
I don't like that process. I try to let every customer know that it's a turnkey operation though, and I'm the coordinator of the entire job though. So I'm going to get the schedule date, fill out the graph for you so the technicians know what to do. That way when they come out here, there's no question to ask and everything's good to go. And if you ever need anything, you can call me on my cell phone, ma'am. Here's my card.
There you go.
That's what I try to keep it personal with every customer though. So
Right.
Some customers don't like to deal with a bunch of people. They just want to deal with you if they like you.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree. It's your sale. You're making commission. You need to own it.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So let's get to your day. How many appointments are you running on average a day?
Right now, about 8 to 9 a day, 8 to 10. Pushing it to 10. Yeah. Normally though, a good comfortable day is about 8 confirmed stops though.
So eight confirmed appointments. What are those what do those appointments consist of?
I'm running a lot of PC no TC right now. All these customers that have not gotten inspection, we've had a lot of new PC starts come in. So I'm trying to get to every customer's house to do that free top to bottom inspection for them. Also, RIAs right now we have to do those. So it's the end of the year. I'm doing at least 3 a day, and then the rest is creative though. And then hopefully I'm building relationships with my technicians though, my pest control techs who are out in the field, calling them every couple hours, see if they're seeing anything rodent related right now. It's the winter time, so things are coming in. So just trying to build that rapport with them too though. So those are, in my eyes, those are other eyes in the sky for us. So while we're out there doing our day already, those are great leads for us to come in and just blend in with everything.
So you actually call your PC techs. You have that relationship where you talk to those guys every day and gals.
Yes, sir. I don't want to tell my other TSIs that, but yes, I do. I try to build a good relationship with them though and take care of them. So.
Right. Gotcha.
You know, whether it be a 80-20 split tech sale or some of them want cash, so they'll want to do the cash deal. So that's okay with me too. Whatever they want to do. So. Yeah,
gotcha. So when you're 6 to 8 appointments, I'm trying to, or 8 to 9 appointments or 8 to 10 appointments, however many you're running.
Let's just say even like 6 to 8, right?
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how you could run so many of those appointments in a day. And I'm sure that's a question that a lot of other folks have. Like, how are you able to run so many of those appointments in a day? Are they all like?
I already have in my pre-list. I have my time slots set up. It's like 8 to 10, 9 to 11, 10 to 12, 11 to 1, 12 to 2, 1 to 3, 2 to 4, and that's 8. That's already eight stops right there. And that's how I kind of run my day. And I bring my lunch with me. I don't really sit and eat lunch for an hour, and I just bring it with me and eat while I'm out in the field. So,
in between appointments. Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you ran those time slots, that would give you 8 solid appointments though. And the end of your day would end by 4 or 5 o'clock. And then that way you get home, you fill out any graphs, you send any paperwork that you need to your branch manager. You go ahead and set your pre-list. That way you're not killing yourself until about 8 or 9 o'clock at night,
Right. I gotcha.
It just works for me. And I like to keep that. If it works, don't try to fix it, but.
How many of those appointments on average a day that you're running that are your follow-ups?
Like follow-up calls or?
Yeah, or like the follow-up appointments.
I'd say about 2 I put on there each day.
So
2 good solid follow-up calls, or even a second sit down though. I try to do at least 2 of those a day.
Right. So those are what, just to kind of explain, those are the ones that you go, you do an inspection, but it's just a one-legger. Both decision makers there. So you
be a qualified sit down. So that would be a set appointment for that day.
Right. So where you're just going back to do a proposal.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. So you don't do the one-leggers and all that kind of stuff.
No, sir. I don't like to pitch. If it was my home and somebody was coming out to do an inspection in my house, I'd rather for somebody to pitch my wife, I'd rather be there with her though, so we can make a decision together though. So that's kind of how I go about it. Thinking about personally, how would I feel about that?
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, it makes sense having both decision makers there too. We preached that for years. So let me ask you another question. When you're in your territory, when you're scheduling your days, are you working your territories in by certain zip codes each day, so you're not running all over the place like with the windshield? I know you're smirking because you don't want to let the secret out, but
I try to hit the same zip code every day because you're in with pest control route. It's like a 5 to 10 mile radius. So, each appointment you can get to. So my 8 to 10 may last 30 minutes. Then I can get to my next appointment within 5 minutes. I mean, it's right down the street because it's on a pest control route. So it's like, okay, I'm maximizing my time and I'm getting to more customers and seeing more faces.
So when you're pre-listing and setting up your days, you're pretty much working off like one route for this one day. So you're in the same territory.
Right. Great. Jeez. Do not let 454 see this one. You're crazy. Yeah, I've just started. I've been using that, the cross marketing report. I think that works out well though, and I kind of know the zip codes in my head because I've been here in this territory for 5 years with Orkin, so I feel like I know the good ones and I know the bad ones though, so I can maximize my time and see more faces though. I think that's the name of the game, really.
Yeah, no,
you setting an appointment for 9 to 11 and driving an hour and a half to your next one and then coming back another hour and a half. I mean, you're only going to see 4 a day.
Right.
So I just think that's another way to go about it though for a TSI to maximize their time and stops.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I agree with you. So tell the folks that you talked about your appointments from like the 8 to 10, 9 to 11, all the way until 4 o'clock. Where are you every day at 4:30?
I like to hit the gym. Let's not show Gary Scott this video either. I like to hit the gym for like an hour, get my mind right, for the pre-listing and things like that. So I do that for just an hour though. It's like, a TSI taking a lunch break for an hour at a local restaurant, but I'm in the gym. So they can't get too mad at me for that. But yeah, I go to the gym for an hour, come home, fill out my graphs, pre-list. While my wife's cooking dinner, she already knows the deal. She knows I got a pre-list and set up for the next day and send up my graphs to the Brad Ray. And that's how I do every day. So I don't try to break
Just
the day anyway.
Strictly doing a routine. How much time do you spend each day pre-listing, and how many days out do you pre-list or set appointments for?
For me, it's day to day. I like to set up a new pre-list every day, though. That way it's fresh in the customer's mind. They know I'm coming out the next day to do their inspection, though, because I've tried it where, I'm setting up 2 or 3 days out, and then you get to the home and nobody's there, though, because they forgot. So I try to do at least every day, though. And then if I make a lot of phone calls at night, the next day, they'll start filling back in. They'll start calling me back to set up their home inspection. So I set them up for the next day while I'm out in the field with people.
What kind of message do you leave for people that don't answer?
Good afternoon. This is Brad with Orkin. Just calling to schedule your home inspection. That comes with your pest control service. And if you could, just give me a call back at 804-572-6918 so we can go ahead and set that up for you. Thank you and have a good night. Yeah,
just short and simple. Perfect.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I'll let you go out through your day. What advice can you give to somebody who's been here less than a year and still trying to figure out their way?
Really just, wake up, work hard every day. Make sure you have somewhere to go every day. Set up your 6 to 8 appointments, though. Try to follow it in the same zip code. Reach out to your pest control technicians, build a rapport with them, see if they're seeing any rodent activity, any moisture in the attic. Make sure they're checking the crawl spaces on every stop. And just work hard. I think you can get the best out of this job, though, if you just put your mind to it, work hard every day, and then you'll live with the results at the end of the day, and you will get better and better at this job, though, too. And always close with RAC, though. That's the best way we do the billing. We come out, perform all the work. Within 30 days, we come out and do a quality audit, check it, take pictures, make sure you're happy with everything. Then the amount doesn't come till the end of March right now. So if you want, you can pay it, or if not, you can break it into an installment. Which option works best for you? I use that every time, and it seems to close a lot more business than what I did when I did cash out. So
yep.
Don't be afraid of that financing tool. That's a financing tool for 90 days, same as cash. If they can't afford it, they can break it into an installment, though.
Yep.
Just work hard. Just have the ambition, have the drive to work hard and be better every day. And you will get the best you can. You will get the most you can out of this job, though.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you, bud.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim.
Hey, have a good Christmas.
Hey, you too. I'll talk to you before that, I hope.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Hey, don't show this video to 454.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
There you have it. There's all the tips and tricks of Brad Connor. Kind of funny, a few things that he didn't want the folks in his branch to know that he does, but hey, secret's out now. But let's kind of, I kind of want to highlight a few of the things that he was talking about. And the first thing he talked about was every morning at 8 o'clock, how they have their branch sales meeting, and how important that is to him, be able to have that camaraderie with the other folks in his branch and with his branch manager, and sharing ideas, talking about, people doing mock proposals, stuff like that. There's one thing about this year that I learned is that, as human beings, we're not supposed to be isolated or not supposed to be by ourselves. So these Teams meetings or Zoom meetings that we're having every morning, it's so important to actually share ideas and the camaraderie. The other thing that I love that he talked about was in those meetings, how his branch manager, Brad Ray, they talk about the next available date to do a job. So when you're out there that day, how he just talks about assumptive, hey, next Thursday, look, I could be out here between 8 and 10, or my guys will be out here between 8 and 10. You need to be scheduling these things at the table. So branch managers, help your folks out. Let's get them, being aware of when the next schedule, open date is. A couple of things that I love that he does, and we've talked about this before, about taking advantage of not having to go into the branch. Before he has his Teams meeting, he is sitting outside or around the corner of his first appointment for the day. ready to go. So as soon as his meeting is over, he's in that house by 8:30 doing his stuff, doing his inspection and meeting folks. I jump on some of these Teams calls and Zoom calls, and I don't understand it. It's just such a head scratcher to me that when I see people at home sitting on their couch wearing a golf shirt, whatever, and then waiting for their branch sales meeting, and then they leave the house to drive all the way to their appointment. Man, take advantage of this time. Take advantage of not being in a branch. Get out there, get it in the field, be right around the corner from your first appointment. Be ready to roll, be ready to go. The next thing that he talked about was how he's able to run 6 to 8 appointments. Now, during those 6 to 8 appointments, they're not all the whole thing, doing the whole process, from meeting at the door, asking the right questions, doing the inspection, putting your graph together, sitting down, going over your findings with the person. If he shows up at a house where it's only a one-legger, he's going to go there, take his pictures, do his top to bottom, inside out inspection, and then schedule time to come back. And then when he's done in the field that day, if he caught it, he puts together his graphs and his pictures and his proposals for when he goes back to that. So he's not wasting his time. The other thing is, when you go back to do that proposal, you're only going to be there about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. It could be longer if people have a lot of questions. But that's how he's able to run these 6 to 8 or 8 to 9, 9 to 10 appointments that he's running and be done by 4:30. Yeah, 4:30 is in the gym every day. So that's kind of his reward to himself, is that he's going to knock it out, work really hard during the day, and still have that quality of life where at 4:30 he's going to the gym, goes home, and he heard him talk about how, when his wife's making dinner, he's pre-listing for the next day. He's pre-listing every day. And that's what's important. That's some of the things that I think people miss on, and they only kind of fill up their appointments, kind of like they go into the day not having anywhere to go. That's why they're still sitting at home, because they got to call people. I couldn't imagine the stress waking up in the morning not having anywhere to go. Me personally, I couldn't imagine that, because the idea of being in sales is to make the most of what the opportunity that you have, and you have the opportunity, especially here at Orkin, to provide a very good living for you and your families. I mean, it's proven out there. We talked about it last month on a broadcast, me and Gary Scott, how our average residential salesperson is making just under $80,000. Just imagine if you ran 1 or 2 or more appointments a day to get that $80,000 up to 90, 95, 100 grand, be in that 6-figure club. You have that opportunity here. The other thing he was talking about is how he makes up these appointments. The PC no TC list. We had an incredible year this year in residential sales from the call center. Every branch has a ton of new pest control customers that you can go out and inspect those houses. There's a plethora. You will not run out of places to go. The other thing, of course, is the re-inspections that we run. And also, he talked about what I think is a pretty good tip that hopefully you caught, is throughout the day, he's talking to his route managers. He calls them up. Hey, how's everything going? Are you seeing anything? Especially this time of year with rodents. He has that relationship with them, doing the 80-20 splits, or whatever arrangement he has with them. But those 80-20 splits, that's huge. So work with your route managers, give them a call. And the other little secret that he dropped, which it's not much of a secret because we talk about this a lot, but he's proven that it works, is working by zip code for your day. And he's actually breaking it down to, for the routes inside that zip code, that's who he calls to where he's going to be on a Monday. The next route, that's where he's going to be on a Tuesday. The next route, that's where he's going to be on a Wednesday, and so on. And then, rinse and repeat, I should say. But what that does is it cuts down on the windshield time. It avoids that, what I like to call the star prospecting. You got your territory going this. Now it's so inefficient. Cut down on the windshield time and really dig in to working those zip codes each day. There's enough people in each zip code that you can call and set appointments up. And also with the messages, he leaves messages, short and simple. What I thought was pretty interesting about when I would ask him a question about, like, what would he leave for a message, or when he talked about his RAC close, it's like he just shifted into gear, and because it's the same thing every time, it's because it works. It works. Leaving a message, hey, this is Brad from Orkin Pest Control. I'm calling to schedule your inspection that comes with your PC service. Please give me a call back, blah, 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 blah. Just short and simple. And when people start calling you back throughout the day, you're filling up your schedules, for the next few days out. So I thought it was pretty interesting that also he touched on RAC, about how when he first started out, if you caught, he said that, you know, he didn't fully embrace rack, but once he did, numbers just skyrocketed. So make sure that that we're out there using that rack close, first close, only close. Just a couple things on RAC I'll throw out there that people talk a lot about. They don't want to use RAC because of the interest rate. 78% of the people pay off within the first 90 days. So interest doesn't even come into play. And I'm thoroughly convinced that the people that go into the payments to pay the interest, they have to because they have no other means, that they just have to do that. So RAC, first close, only close. Make sure that you're taking advantage of that. So, I mean, that kind of sums up my conversation with Brad. And, you know, just make sure that you're taking advantage of this, because really when you think about it, it's up to you. It is totally up to you, because we have the same training for everybody, that we have the same products and services for everybody. It's what you do in your day every day is what's going to make the difference. So I guess my ask of you is to really take advantage of these times in the morning with the other folks in your region and your branches, to bounce ideas off each other and work together as a team and help each other out to get better. You know, make sure that you know when the next available date is. Fill up your day. We talk about filling up your day, and that's, you know, that if you're starting your morning being outside your first appointment when you're having your daily sales meeting, there's no reason you can't run 6 appointments a day and still be home by 4:30, 5 o'clock. You know, you just can. It's working smart in the zip codes. Take advantage of this. We have way too many people that are kind of working part-time still, only running 2 and 3 appointments in a day, and I just think that's sad, because it's such a great opportunity, and we have people in every region and almost every branch that are making a lot of money doing this thing. So with that being said, just want to leave this with, you know, it's December, it's cold. Make sure that you're being safe out there, and take advantage of the opportunity. Really, take advantage of this opportunity. Thank you for all you do, and just remember, fill up your day. The 6 to 8 appointments, 5 to 6 appointments, no less than 5 confirmed appointments, 6 appointments, whatever you need to do to hit your numbers. But make sure you're filling up your day. Do that top to bottom, inside out inspection. Take a lot of pictures. Pictures sell. Make sure you're proposing everything that a customer needs and can benefit from, and then use the 90 days same as cash to close. It's just a no-brainer. It works. But thank you for all you did this year. Can't wait for 2021. And again, happy holiday season.